the shooting victim, 23-year-old Gerald LaRon Williams, had been transported from the scene by witnesses in a privately owned vehicle to St. David's Hospital. Mr. Williams was subsequently transported under the direction of medical staff from St. David's Hospital to UMC Brackenridge Hospital due to the severity of the injuries sustained. Gerald LaRon Williams was pronounced deceased shortly thereafter at 03:58 hours. We've since learned through the course of the investigation, and in addition to surveillance video footage that we've obtained, that an unidentified black male approached, apparently without any provocation, brandished a firearm, and shot Mr. Williams multiple times at close range before fleeing northbound on foot. So we're asking for the public's assistance in identifying or establishing any leads that may help further this investigation. The suspect in this case is described as a black male, approximately in his mid-20s to early 30s, tall in height, with a medium build. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt and long shorts. We have provided the telephone number for the Austin Police Department Homicide Unit, as well as the tip line and Austin Crime Stoppers, should anyone want to make a tip anonymously.
Have you guys recovered a weapon at all?
We have not.
I guess the question here, and I think the new evidence here, is the surveillance video. From what you're saying, is kind of what made this case cold for so long in your investigation.
Well, we're always hoping that in any homicide investigations that we may have video footage or some other evidence that would be fruitful in a case. In this particular instance, we have video footage of the assailant approaching and then fleeing after the scene. The segment that we're releasing today is approximately 16 seconds in length, and we're hoping that anyone who knows either the victim in this case or may know the assailants would come forward and provide that information.
So this video is new, or this is what you're just releasing to hope to break some more leads in the case?
Absolutely. We're hoping that somebody will recognize the assailant in this video footage and provide the information that we need.
And I guess if I could ask Mr. Williams a question,
Sure.
if that's okay. Today's got to be a hard day for you to come and hear what happened again. Why was it important for you to come out?
We don't have a resolve in our family. I know we might not ever close it completely, but we can get a little bit more closure knowing that this assailant won't hurt anybody else. It has made a big impact on our family. I couldn't work any longer. It's been hard for my wife, my children. It has deeply, it's taken a lot from us. And we just want some resolve. It's hard to say, but I'm not angry. I'm just hurt. I forgive the assailant, honestly, because I wouldn't be able to move on even further than I have thus far if I wouldn't. But we just want some resolve, and just want people to imagine going to their heads and put themselves in our shoes, and what would you do? How would you feel if it was your child? Would you want them to be prideful and not come and do what is just? Or would you just let them just linger on and commit more crimes? So we just ask that whoever knows anything, just please come forward. I know it's a lot of people out there know me. Believe me, I know it. And you can reach me. If you want to talk to me first, I'm fine with that. But it needs to be resolved without any maliciousness, just with some peace. That's all we ask.
Can you talk about your son a little bit? What was he like?
If you see the smile on the canvas, that was him. This was just caught at a bad time. He did something small, but he was a good kid. He was a good kid. I mean, I really never had any problems. We had projects we would always do because he was a great mechanic. We would do projects, and We actually did some work on one of our old vehicles, and he actually beat me to the punch and came over and helped me. And his smile would light up any place he went. He was very helpful. He loved hard. He took care of his best friend's mom. He took care of his other best friend's children. He was just always there for whatever you needed from him. And for him to be snuffed away behind something small, it's a tragedy.
When you say behind something small, was there an altercation with this?
There's so many rumors. There's so many things that said. They're saying that he stopped the fight. They're saying that it was the wrong person. I mean, he could have got into an altercation with a gentleman earlier in the past week. It's just so many things, and we don't know which one to believe because nobody has really gave us any real, true, hardcore information on this. So we really don't know the truth, and that's what we want to get to is the truth.
Does that correlate with where you guys are at too in your investigation then? There's still kind of no motive surrounding
We have, so we've been in contact with family and friends of the victim throughout the course of the last 3 years. I mean, it's been extremely difficult, not only for the family, but others that know Mr. Williams as well. And we're trying to determine what the motive may have been. We know that there was a physical altercation that had taken place on Sweeney Circle the night beforehand. There was actually 2 or 3 different fights that broke out amongst a large group of individuals. And we're trying to determine if this was with regards to that, or if there was some other underlying motive that we're just not aware of. We felt that it was appropriate at this particular point in time, coming on the 3-year anniversary, that we put this information out there again, try to keep it fresh in people's minds, and we're hoping that with the passage of time that somebody will be willing to come forward and give us the information that we need so that, as Mr. Williams said, we can bring this to some resolve.
Was that altercation at all gang related, or were they people that knew each other? Is there any information on that?
I really do not know the specifics of the fights themselves. We identified some of the individuals that were involved in the fight, and then it spilled over to a subsequent and then a third fight. If individuals were involved in those fights, we would ask them as well to come forward and help shed some light so we can determine if this is in any way related.
So do you know if the suspect and the victim knew each other? Because it kind of sounds random. You said nobody was provoked. He just kind of walked up.
We don't know. So based on the witness statements and the surveillance video footage that we've obtained, it appears that the unidentified black male approached without any apparent provocation, brandished a firearm and shot Mr. Williams multiple times before fleeing northbound on foot.
And that was the same exact area that a night prior you guys had multiple reports of a fight breaking out of some sort, and he was around that area at that time?
He was in that general vicinity.
The day
Whether he was
before.
an active participant in the fight, I don't know that.
When you
I don't
say
know.
he, do you mean the suspect?
The victim.
The victim?
Yeah, or the suspect.
But there was a tie to there being a breakout of fights in that area, and then the next day, him...
Correct. So that evening, on the 15th day of June 2016, there were multiple fights that had taken place in the roadway in the 5800 block of Sweeney Circle, and the victim happened to be shot hours later in that same block. So we don't know if there's a correlation between the two or not. So we're asking for the public's assistance and asking if they know about the fight or are engaged in that fight to come forward and provide us with that information so we can try to determine if there's any link between the two.
Did Williams live on, did your son live on that street?
No, he just had good friends over there. He didn't, he would just, he would randomly go different places. He had a couple of friends over there that he would go over there to visit, and it just so happened that we always had a curfew. Even at his age, he had a curfew if you wanted to come home. And just this day, he decided to stay out and respect our curfew. If he couldn't make it there he just didn't come home. Usually he would come and knock on the back window and we might talk crazy to him, but we'll let him in, you know. And just this day, he decided not to disturb us, you know. This happened. So we don't know, like we said, we don't know the full details of what the situation, how did it come to this, but we do know that somebody knows. We do know that. And we just, all we do is just wait and hope that we can get a resolve. You know? We've spoken on and off, Detective Fugan and myself, and just to see what do we have, you know, what information have we gotten, and nobody has came forward. I know that there's a $1,000 reward right now, so hopefully that'll kind of inspire others to do what is just. But that area is a great challenge for people to come forward because of the scrutiny they may get from the rest of the people over there. So I kind of know that area. I know what these guys and these folks are about over there. So it's a challenge for them to really come over because of they don't understand the nature of doing what is right and snitching. So they got those mixed up in this situation right now. So hopefully they can get a better understanding of what's the difference between doing what's right and snitching, because this is not snitching. This is just doing what is right for the greater good of all of us. So this won't occur, hopefully, again by the same individual who done this.
Last question. What was your son's curfew that night? What time was he supposed to?
Generally, we close our house up about 12-ish, 1 o'clock. You know, on weekends we kind of extend it a little bit longer.
He was living at home with you guys?
Yes.
Okay. And what area of Austin? Sorry.
We were by the Springdale Shopping Center in the northeast area. So we was literally, I say, about 2 miles from where this occurred. So
And from your understanding, he went out that night just to go visit some friends.
he did it all the time. He would go out, he would go make his errands, he go visit with his brother. And he called him his brother because his mom was ill, and when his friend was at work, he would go over there and make sure she's okay and take care of her, feed her, and make sure she's got everything. And then he would go over to another friend's house and he'll sit there so they can go run their errands, and then he'll go do his leisure activities. So he would make sure that he would take care of others before he took care of what he wanted to do.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Glenn. I really appreciate it. And we'll definitely keep you posted.
Mr. Williams, could you spell your first name?
Gabriel.
And his middle name has an A in it, right?
Leron.
Not the-
Yeah,
Leron. It's L-A,
Okay.
capital R-O-N.
Capital R?
Yes, it's L-A, capital R-O-N.
And it's pronounced how?
Leron.
Laron.
And we can put that on the